What is going on, you guys, and welcome back. My name is Eileo, even though I'm sure at least one person out there should know it by now. But anyways, in today's old video, we have the developer's notes for March 11th, 2021 for MSL. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Alright, so right before we begin, if you haven't considered already, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest in MSL news and of course more. But let's go ahead and see what Mr. Dongjin Lee has in store for us. Now, just to bring you up to speed, especially if you are a newer player and you just came across the channel, do keep in mind that MSL recently went through a huge update where a whole bunch of Nat 5s and also healers mainly have gotten a complete rebalance, and it's been a very big positive change. And those changes are still kind of resonating right now because people are figuring out better compositions for stuff in the game. And we also have the new dimensional dungeon, which is basically for in-game content that you could say, where there's even more for players that have been playing for a couple years now, or at least a year-ish, to further put time into. But let's go ahead and read what we have here. So, MSL March update, event calendar. Leticia is always full of a variety of events and festivals. And let's see, although we expect that the majority of Masters would still prefer visiting the official Facebook page for any update announcements, even after the in-game calendar is implemented in the game, it's still our team's first priority to bring something useful into the game when required for new/existing players who are not very familiar with other sources of information available outside the app. Once it's applied, all Masters should be able to see all the ongoing events and upcoming events scheduled over the next 1 to 2 weeks in the in-game calendar, and traveling directly to the pertinent area will also be possible by interacting with any event listed on the calendar. So essentially what's happening here is that they're just basically going to integrate a event calendar into the game, which makes sense. This is basically a quality of life thing. So, you know, if you're confused about something that's happening or not happening, you could always just visit the in-game calendar, and it could be it's for example, today it's March 11th. Is there a festival coming up? Let me see, because I read on guides, or I've heard from people in chat that there's a festival going up. I don't know what this festival is because they just started the game. Let me go over here to the event calendar, pull it up. Okay, it looks like, oh, there's a Heroes Festival on the 15th, so it's 4 days from now. And let's see, for instance, today, at least for me, it's Thursday. So it's okay, this is on the 15th. You guys can't see it, but okay, the festival is going to start on the Monday. So Monday in a couple of days is going to be the festival, and it looks like it will end on the 18th. Okay, now I have an idea of when this festival will be. I don't have to worry about word of mouth. I can physically see it myself and process that information. So, I mean, it's super duper helpful, especially since, you know, not everyone has access to Facebook, or not everyone chooses to have access to Facebook. I mean, one of my biggest things of even having my Facebook still, besides talking to a couple buddies, is honestly just following some mobile game updates. But don't judge me, man. Don't judge me. Anyways, moving on, we have some new costumes for Mr. C over here. I'm not going to say his name. I'm just not going to do it. But this is following the trend of what we've seen before, where Draka has gotten a costume and also Griffin has gotten a costume, which I don't think I've seen a Griffin costume. Maybe I've seen one, but I just run PvP on auto anyway, so it doesn't look like it really matters. But there will be a total of 6 new color variations for him as well. And Mr. C is also a Nat 5 Rebirth exclusive mon as well, so do keep in mind that if you do see one, people fed their Nat 5s in order to get them. This goes out here to the newer players, but pick up the costume if you want. I do believe it is paid with only by money, and it's not available with Astro Gems. It could have either a good effect or negative effect depending on how he's placed in the Titans lineup, but in terms of PvE, I don't think it really matters at all. So if you like the costume and you want to support the game, by all means go ahead and pick one, maybe go ahead and pick up 2 of them. And then coming up next, we have Light and Dark Minicat, an expedition team supported and funded by Zephyrus. Why do I feel like his name is slightly spelled wrong? It doesn't matter. Has recently made progress in discovering new and light dark type Minicats. So it looks like light and dark type Minicats are coming, and they are also capable of healing allies with no problem. So hopefully in not this week, I mean not this week, but hopefully next month we will get a Minicat rebirth coming up here. That way we could pick up light and dark versions of Minicats. And I would say, dude, like honestly, MSL this past couple of months has really stepped it up in 2021 with not only giving us new content, but the whole big monster rebalance. And then we're finally getting, you know, the 3-star light and dark mons being added. They've been doing a decent job. Now I'm not trying to give them you know, a big head or a puffy chest, but you guys been putting it together, man. I will give you that until they decide to take away Slimy completely. But anyways, fight for buffs, region defense. Every week, all clans in Leticia are required to pick one region out of 14 regions in order to safeguard and defend off incoming attacks from Titans. Looks like the buff provided for each region may vary every week, so the clan leaders must be required to plan ahead of regional defense battles for any specific buffs they aim for. Hopefully, these small changes will encourage masters to engage in clan battles and bring positive effects. So, it says once this month's update has been in place, any clan that wins in their selected region will receive certain types of buffs offered by their occupied region for a week. So basically, if your clan is winning that selected region, it looks like you're going to get a certain type of buff, or it's a choice possibly for the occupied region that you're in for that week. I'm assuming that this is only towards region defense though. I mean, hopefully this is going to be something good for Titans. Maybe it adds a little bit more competition to it, but I wouldn't say it's pretty much set, but it's fairly set in terms of what people be over here like hogging up regions with at this point in time, because there's just so many established clans in the game. So I mean, it's a little thing. I don't think it's going to be a super duper big game changer, but they're trying to add in more incentives to get more people to interact with, you know, interact and kind of push over for regions to be taken over by hopefully newer clans or clans that have gotten their stuff together. And then the Astroman Balance adjustments. Our team has received a huge influx of opinions from masters around the world regarding the Astroman Balance survey conducted in January. And then, yeah, they're talking about what I stated before. And in regards to making any further balance changes, our team would like to allow ourselves a few months of grace period before proceeding with reflecting feedback regarding 3 to 4-star Astromons in a future update, as we are concerned over the possibility that carrying out that many balance changes at once may inevitably cause more confusion within the player base. That makes sense. This also gives me time because I'm like, I only need a couple more mons to update in the bot, but this gives me time to just chill from the bot, especially with Minicats coming out here pretty soon. But it makes sense. Basically, they want to kind of let the updates that have been applied kind of marinate and let the dust settle before they go and balance some more stuff or rebalance some stuff. So it makes sense, especially from a developer's point of view, of where you want to see how things at this current state basically play out or pan out during a certain period of time before you make any more changes. Like, you don't want to change everything all at once. You want to make it gradual, even though this change was probably the biggest one and probably the most beneficial one as well. But let's see if there's anything else. Nope. Rest assured that your feedback will not fall on deaf ears. We will always hear the valuable opinions of our masters and do our best to reflect them as much as we can. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's no super duper big news coming here. That's perfectly fine in itself, just because we've recently had a big update. I'm sure there's obviously stuff planned later on in the future for MSO, especially it sounds like they have already worded that there will be a 3 and 4-star balance patch coming maybe in the summertime, I'm assuming, unless things change. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. There's nothing chunky here, but not everything can be always as grand and explosive as the recent updates to the game, but the game seems to still be going strong. Dudes out there are still tearing the game up, just like I am right now. And if you haven't considered already, go ahead and slide over to the Discord, say hi, hang out with the boys, and learn about MSL, learn about anime, learn about other games out there in the world. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys are excited about anything in the future or anything regarding the recent updates, feel free to leave a comment below so we can have some more interesting discussions about that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.